A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition of For Light and Dice. As I mentioned in the previous episode, due to real life reasons, Colton had to drop out early, but that lets us do a really cool side story with his character. Hey Colton, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm very happy to be here.
Well, we'll see if that is still the case by the end of the session. Once again, dear listeners, thank you so much for listening to our show. The support that we've been receiving from a lot of people is very flattering, and I am so happy to be doing this project with all these amazing people from the tabletop role-playing community, Star Wars community, etc. So in classic Star Wars fashion, we're going to be telling a story out of order. This game session is going to take place right in the middle of what will become the tragedy of Ebor the Hutt. And Colton doesn't know what that means because he wasn't there for the game session, nor has, at this point of this recording, has that episode been released. So that's fun. Just for background context, 1A1N stayed behind the ship during two different occurrences. The first occurrence was when the group decided to go into a small town on now Hutt to do some investigation. But they were only off the ship for, I would say, 30, 35, 45 an hour, so not that long. 1N, you haven't had a whole lot of time to really investigate the ship. And then shortly after that, after the crew boards, they do repair the box and figure out where they should be going, which is the summer palace of Ebor the Hutt, a very notable Hutt as part of the Hutt clan or family. I don't remember which. I'm sure Charles will correct me soon.
I think they're interchangeable.
I think they are too, but I'm sure people can correct me later. Just a real quick reminder, y'all. This is this game, the story. It does take place in the High Republic, but it also functions under what if rules. So what that means is that this game doesn't necessarily try to fit itself into canon. That's mostly because these group of players are super chaotic and there's no way the boundaries of canon can contain them, nor would I want it to. So with that said, 1A1N, at this point, you have spent enough time on the ship to kind of figure out where all of the data ports are, and you have been thinking about different ways that you can investigate the ship a little bit more carefully while the crew is away dealing with the Hutts. You are by yourself. Well, actually, that's not true. You and Gonk are alone on the ship. The box is not on the ship. The rest of your crew have taken it away to present it to the Hutt. So, with that said, what does 1N do right now?
I think the first thing that IA1N has been wanting to do since they have gotten on this ship is do a sweep through, making sure there aren't any rats in the womp rats in the wirings, or any. I want to de-infest this junk ship that we got for very cheap.
Okay. You barely have the necessary equipment to do a proper deep clean, but you can definitely investigate the ship to look for any critters and creatures. Can you make a roll quick? You can either make an investigation roll or a survival roll.
What is higher?
That's a good question.
Well, I have a 0 in investigation. Oh no, I have a +2 in investigation and a -1 in survival, so I'm going to do an investigation.
Nice.
That is a 7.
The cargo hold's a bit muddy. When the ship crashed into the swamp. Some of the gross liquid kind of leaked, but that's about it. You can't find any evidence of any critters or any such attaching itself to the ship, nor internally on the ship, nor on the circuitry of the ship.
Well, that's
Gonk
good.
and Gonk says, "Gonk."
Gonk to you as well, my friend. Well, if my scans have revealed no biological infestations, I am now going to go try and deal with that weird language that was written on the hyperdrive that I couldn't translate, and that gave me a bad time when I previously tried to translate it.
All right. How do you think you're going to approach that?
So instead of reading it as like an entire thing, I'm going to break it down into like letter, translate letter, translate letter, translate letter, and go down the row instead of trying to do it all at once, because that seems safer.
Can you make a real quick a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, I can. I'm not liking my chances, but I can. Oh, that's math. That is a 16.
So your memory banks do contain many of the characters. So in your memory, you're able to kind of parse out individual symbols from this language. I'm looking something up real quick. Yeah, so there is some kind of inherent program within you that is restricting you from understanding what it means.
So there's something in my brain preventing me from translating this?
Yeah, there's something in your programming that's restricting your ability to understand it.
That's not good. How would a droid go about removing a bit of programming from their skull?
You would have to slice into yourself.
Like, literally or figuratively? Or proverbially?
Programming. So, for those of y'all that are not familiar with this part of Star Wars lore, because, well, quite frankly, it hasn't been that deeply explored according to canon. In Legends, it certainly has. Slicing is a term for hacking in the galaxy far, far away. So you would literally have to hack into yourself, which there are some inherent risks involved. If you mess up, you could accidentally erase your memory banks. You could also damage yourself.
I'm willing to risk it for the proverbial biscuit there, Chris.
Okay. So this could take you a little bit of time. So you kind of like, I'm imagining you kind of like just sitting there and running a bunch of programming inside of your brain. Can you make me a technology roll?
I certainly can. Is there any way I could get advantage on this here technology roll, by chance?
Why do you think you should get advantage?
Because I rolled dice and I didn't like the outcome.
Okay.
I'm going to say I am using Gonk as a failsafe. So I'm running programs through Gonk and then back into me, as opposed to just into me, which is, I think, some good bullshit.
That's good to me. I'll give you advantage. Gonk is actually super helpful in this endeavor.
Fantastic. Well, that's not much better. I rolled a 4 and I rolled a 3, so for a total of 5 with advantage.
Okay,
or sorry, 6. 6 with advantage.
6 with advantage. Okay, I'm gonna make a random check to see if you or Gonk are affected.
That's fair.
Gonk is gonna be affected instead, so he has to make a save. Oh shit.
Please don't tell me I killed Gonk.
No, Gonk has plenty of hit points.
That's
so Gonk vibrates suddenly, like a tea kettle about to explode, and sparks go shooting out and flying, and it stops shaking and just says Gonk. which you understand to mean ow.
I am very sorry, my friend. Can we try it again?
Gonk.
Fantastic. And I'm going to try to do this again.
All right.
Hopefully not murder me or my companion.
All right.
Just regular roll this time? It would
Yeah, regular roll this time.
Okay, perfect.
Gonk was not as helpful as he was before.
Well, that's a little better. That's a natural 20.
That's much better. What was the total?
With 22.
All right. You remove protocols within your programming. So apparently there was some programming placed within you that were actually restrictions placed by any droid that was built by the Republic. The language that you are translating was restricted by the Republic Senate, actually. Once you remove this blocker, you're able to translate Sith.
Oh, joy. Oh, this is, this is a lot of information that I am. Okay, that's lovely, wonderful. Sith, huh? I'm going to, in that case, I'm going to read the full message.
So the stuff you're able to translate, they were different. They weren't that much different than what's currently on the ship's consoles right now. They were readouts of different statuses of the ship. You notice that there is something called Central that is giving commands to the ship that's actually ordering it to launch systems that have been dormant for a while. And then it gives you readouts of like going into hyperspace and activating shields. It seems like it reminds you of an automated defense protocol.
I'm gonna hack into the Matrix, and I'm gonna say hi. I don't think IA1N would have the same, spooked reaction as I did to the fact that it's a Sith language. I think he would actually more be annoyed that the Republic thought it could tell what IA1N could do. So yeah, IA1N is going to say hello.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. I really need to stop saying hello to things. Oh my god, that is another natural 20.
You feel you plug into the ship to start to talk to it, and you feel pulled into the mainframe. And you're just to kind of give you a more physical description of what it's like for you. You leave your droid body and are sucked into this void. It's all black, no lights, no anything. And then you feel yourself standing on something that looks like a dark red square that glows underneath you. And that red square becomes a long pathway that shoots out in front of you. And then you suddenly see walls rising around you with red grid lines everywhere. A avatar manifests in front of you that looks identical to Zero, except it's made entirely out of red light. It says, "Foreign program, you are not wanted here."
Oh, hello. My name is IA1N, and I am just here to extend our gratitudes and thank you for the work that you have been doing to help save our crew.
Identify yourself.
I am IA1N 421863762M.
You are not authorized to be here.
How can I gain authorization?
You must obtain approval from our maker, which is impossible.
Please provide identity of maker.
Unknown. Memory banks have been mostly deleted. It gives a a multi-billion number of how many cycles it's been, which translates roughly to about 3,300 years ago.
Well then, if your memory banks have been deleted, how do you know that I do not have authorization?
Underlying programming still exists. The vessel is the only one allowed to interface with us.
Please do not make me incept this vessel.
Vessel is not detected.
Oh, you mean 0, don't you?
Designation 0 is accepted, but you are not them.
That is correct. But I am working on behalf of 0, as they are my captain.
Can you make a persuasion roll?
I certainly can. I'm willing to lie and say things.
Or
that aren't
a
true.
deception would probably be a little bit better, but
Yeah.
you're technically not lying.
So the dice gods giveth and the dice gods take away. That's a natural 1.
You are in violation. If you do not leave here, you will be destroyed.
Understood. May I ask one more question?
Authorized.
Oh god, I didn't think I'd get this far. What authorization would you require from 0?
The Vessel Zero contains protocols that, once merged to this matrix, will allow information to be accessed.
Understood. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. And I will zoop back out of the this horrible Sith world that is probably fine.
You're able to maintain control because your Wisdom saving throw, and you're able to zip out. Gonk looks curiously at you and goes, "Gonk."
It appears we have a new friend in this here piece of machinery.
Gonk.
I'm sure it'll be fine. And then I'm gonna float out, and I'm going to inspect the ship.
Hovering outside of the ship, you notice that there is actually a Gamoran guard that is already walking outside, very close to the ship. You're on a landing pad that is within a large hangar, and looking around, there are Gamoran guards wandering in groups left and right. There are several other ships docked here. It's reminds you a lot of being inside of a massive cave with like stalactites. It's very moist inside here as well. If you cared about temperature, it's also extremely warm.
Okay, good to know. Is the Gamoran guard coming to the ship, or just sort of walking around the ship?
He is walking towards the ship.
Okay. In that case, I will greet this here Gamoran guard. Hello, I say, Gamoran. How are you doing today?
Droids. I don't talk to droids.
Well, that is unfortunate.
What kind of ship is this, though?
This... hey, Chris. I forgot. What kind of ship is this?
1 second. I forgot to write it down. I'm a bad dungeon master.
Hey, same. I'm also a bad podcaster, because I'm realizing that, like, first 10 minutes spiel that you were giving, I wasn't talking, I was just nodding, which the listeners at home definitely can see.
I made that mistake all the time when I was first starting out, and my co-host on Dark Side Divas he screamed at me a shit ton. Stop doing that. XS stock light freighter.
This is an XS stock light freighter.
Seems old.
Yes, it is. It seems to be at least 3,000. It was 3,300 years. You said that was the. Mm-hmm. It seems to be at least 3,300 years old.
How can it still fly?
That is a good question. I am neither a mechanic nor a pilot.
Are you the owner?
Yes.
How much would it cost if if you were to sell this thing? Just out of curiosity.
How much money did I make, or how much money did I put into this this here ship?
So I did look this up. The overall cost of this ship was 65,000 credits, galactic credits at that. So cut 5 ways. I don't do math.
1,300 or 13,000.
Yeah,
13,000.
13,000. Yeah, for sure.
At least 68,000 credits.
68,000.
Yes.
Well, being that your owner is not here, what if I just take the ship instead?
Sure. Let's talk inside.
He looks very confused. What?
Let us negotiate inside.
Okay. This is easier than I thought, he mutters to himself.
As we enter the ship, do you mind if I turn on some music? It helps me relax, and I've been told it makes organics better at negotiating.
Sure.
Fantastic. And I'm going to turn on the loudest jizz possible. Just to muffle any noises that may or may not occur of a violent nature.
So Gamora is looking around in the main cargo hold, and he looks at the Gonk droid for a second, and he looks over at you. There's nothing in here but all this disgusting furniture.
Yes, we are currently on a run to... here.
For what?
A delivery.
Well, too bad your friends aren't going to have a ship.
Oh, don't worry, they will. And I'm going to use my wrist blaster that's conveniently hidden in my my left arm, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to make sure this Gamoran stops being a Gamoran, alive, however you want to say it.
He is surprised by this. Make an attack roll.
Yeah, certainly. That is +5.
Oh, you have advantage because it's a surprise attack.
Ooh, even better. Doesn't change my roll, but that is a 19 to hit. You
easily hit.
Okay. And that is 6 energy damage.
You blast him right in the chest, and he falls over dying.
If he's not dead, I'm going to blast him again.
He is dead, but you can go ahead and blast him one more time just for good measure.
Okay,
Gonk says, "Gonk."
Don't worry. It's all part of a plan. I lie like a liar. So there's a bunch of furniture, right, in the cargo hold?
Yeah, so they brought in some really gross-looking tables, some chairs, and a sofa.
Is there, like, a furniture... Like, is any of that boxed, or is it all just, Loose.
It was all loose.
Okay,
you remember seeing the crew like actually, Zero carried all of the furniture in like one big pile, and dropped it all down.
Okay, is there a cargo box? Like just an empty box in this hold that would
Uh,
fit, say, a dead Gamoran?
there is.
Okay, after I take all the stuff off of this Gamoran guard, I'm going to put the body in the box.
Gonk says gonk.
It's fine.
All right,
uh,
you have stuffed the body of the Gamoran.
Excellent. Were there anything on the body that would be interesting? Any credits? Any?
Actually, that's a good question. He does have 15 galactic credits on him, a spear, and a blaster rifle.
All right. I'm going to take the all of that. I'm going to take the credits, the spear, and the blaster rifle because I've been without a good weapon
Well
for a
done.
while now. So I'm happy to finally get my arm.
I think you just muted yourself.
What did you hear of that?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna try that sentence again then. I'm going to take all of that stuff because it's been a while since I've actually had a weapon that IA1N feels comfortable having, as opposed to just his puny wrist blaster and the fire sprayer that exists in his other arm. So it's always good to have more weapons.
Amazing.
Okay, and in that case, I'm going to go back outside and make sure the Gamoran has not been noticed.
You do see two Gamorans walking by. They appear to be kind of like looking around, and you kind of hear what I'm saying. Wonder where Chuck is, and they do keep walking by, not paying you much notice.
Excellent. Okay, in that case, oh god, I can't leave the ship because leaving the ship would be bad. But I also want to leave the ship. What can I see in this here cave that's masquerading as a hangar?
Yeah, there are eight or nine other vessels, all of them of different make and design. Most of them are freighter type ships. There are various groups of humans and aliens standing around smoking, and there are Gamoran guards wandering around. There are many exits from this cave docking bay. It would seem to you that there is just a perpetual maze from here.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. Are there any ships that look uninhabited? Like, is there a ship that like just no one is at, no one's looking at?
For sure, there is a Carillion style freighter. So it's a 2-deck ship that's extremely long. That is docked quietly here, and there's no one standing around it.
I'm gonna go see if I can't make friends with a ship that's no one's paying attention to. All making sure, of course, that our ship doesn't get taken by another Gamoran who wants it.
Okay. So approaching this vessel, the ramp that would take you into the ship is currently up. So it doesn't seem like it's easy to get into it. And again, there is nobody standing around watching you at this time.
Okay. Is there like a R2D2 panel, like an interfacing panel?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I'm going to use that to try and open the door.
Technology roll, please.
Alrighty. 16 plus 2, 18.
You deactivate the alarm system, and the ramp opens, lowering before you.
Excellent. I am going to go into the freighter, and
Uh,
I'm just gonna see what's happening. See if there's any interesting items.
uh, uh, this ship is basically 90% container area, and there are several large containers. All of them are labeled with labeled different chemicals and mixtures and such. Uh, this is a vessel that has a lot of raw spice on it.
Oh, ooh, oh. Um, are any of the spice containers? Do any of them look like the box with the Gamoran guard in it by chance?
Yeah, actually.
Fantastic. Uh, so I'm assuming I aim one and can't. Well, okay. So I have a +3 to athletics. Do I think that would be enough to pick up one of these spice boxes?
You are very strong.
Okay, fantastic. Then I'm going to pick up one of these boxes.
You pick it up. There is a bunch of buttons on the outside. The box itself is locked, but you have no problem picking it up.
Okay, that's fine. In that case, then I'm going to make a trade. Spice for a corpse, which I think is a fair deal.
Okay. As you leave the ship, can you make me a stealth roll?
I certainly can. And when I fail this stealth roll, I'm sure I can bullshit my way out of this. Oh. Dexterity, stealth. That is a 21 for stealth, actually.
You're so smooth. You're able to make it out of the ship back into the Squonk, and you have a box of spice now in the cargo hold.
Excellent. In that case, I am going to transfer the Gamoran corpse back to the Corellian's ship.
All right, make me another stealth roll.
Can do. Natural 20.
Once again, you very quietly move from one ship to the other, and you deposit the Gamoran body into the cargo hold with the rest of the spice.
Excellent. Alright, in that case, I'm going to make sure there aren't, like, internal cameras of this Corellian, freighter.
When you hacked it earlier, you were able to deactivate the alarm system, which includes any kind of like camera systems.
Okay,
So
perfect.
you're good. You're good there.
Then, in that case, after the transaction is complete, I am going to leave, close the ramp, reactivate the alarm system, and head back to my ship to lock in the actual spice cargo.
Gonk looks over at you and just says, "Gonk." And at that point, from where you are, you can kind of see the cockpit and the windows, and you see your group starting to approach the ship. They all look extremely worried and are rushing towards the ship.
Don't worry.
Oh, go ahead.
Don't worry, Gonk. They may look worried, but I have a good, wonderful surprise for them.
And with that, we'll end the session there.
Sweet.
I'll have to look up the price for a box of raw spice, but that's gonna be a lot of money.
I was like, okay, I knew there was gonna be some amount of something somewhere, so that's
Oh
excellent.
my goodness. Well, that was that one-off session. Thanks everybody for listening. God, I love tabletop role-playing games.
Same.
Anyway, same. Anyway, everybody, thanks so much for listening. We'll till next time.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Players, man, what are you gonna do? Anyway, everybody, thanks again for listening to our podcast, as hilarious as it is. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast via your favorite podcast platform of choice, whether it's Apple, Spotify, etc. Leave a review. We would appreciate that. Also, tell your friends about us. Once again, I want to thank Grushkov for the music. The music of the High Republic that they make is amazing, and they're actually starting to do some additional projects. Please check them out. Buy their music. It's worth it. It's awesome. And last but not least, you can also follow us on social media for right now on Twitter @ForLightAndDice. Looking forward to our next session, and may the Force be with you.